How's it going, you sexy beasts? Hopefully you all had a really awesome weekend and are gearing up for the beginning of a brand new week. So, as per usual, before we hop into our lovely questions, what all is going on with the channel? Well, first and foremost, I started up a Patreon campaign yesterday. It's been really nerve-wracking. Like, I've been thinking about it way too much, and I got super friggin' depressed last night. It's been killing my brain. Anyway, it's there if you wish to help support the channel, which is linked in the description below, and there's some pretty cool rewards with it as well. There's already been quite a few amazing badasses who've become patrons, and it's awesome to see people willing to help out the channel. Like, really, holy crap, guys. I love you guys, but shit, I have to love you more now. Also, since I was so busy with setting up the Patreon page these past few days, I was not able to get around to live streaming like I wanted to. That will actually be tomorrow at about 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so tune in to the Twitch live stream. I'll probably be playing Planetside 2, or I've been playing Chivalry a lot recently, so we could try that out if you want as well. Also, I've put out the Scar H weapon overview for Battlefield 4 and believe that the presentation style is worthy enough to come to other games, meaning expect a super fancy Planetside 2 weapon review coming out later this week. Which weapon it will be, I do not know. I'm finally excited to get back into them, so keep dropping suggestions in the comments for what kind of weapon you want to see. With all the channel specific stuff out of the way, let's jump into your very delicious questions. Keep in mind that if you do have any questions you're itching to ask me, go ahead and drop them in the comment section below. And also, I would like to apologize if I mispronounce the crap out of your name. So, starting things off, Mook, the very amazing badass Planetside YouTuber, asks, "Love your channel, man. I'm having fun almost every video." Almost, what's up with that? Anyway, and I appreciate all the improvements you make over time. It's inspiring. Just wanted to say that. So question 1, what was your best travel, Araxis not included, and where did you want to go next time? Question 2, I believe you live in Georgia in the US. Can you tell us something interesting about the place? Well, thanks for your lovely compliment there, Mr. Mukas, and the same could be said about your channel as well. As for your first question, I haven't really done a lot of traveling. The biggest thing I've done was visited Cancun, Mexico with my family a good 10 years back or so. It was pretty awesome all around, super fancy hotel, warm beaches, and very exquisite food from what I'm used to eating back at home. But where would I want to go next time? I really couldn't say. There's no particular place that urges on my wanderlust, as anything outside of the United States is pretty interesting and worth a visit. I would probably have to say Germany or London. No particular reason for those, but they just seem to be exquisite in history and what sights to see. I guess that's kind of particular. As for your second question, there's nothing really interesting about this state. Apparently the Georgia aquarium here is massive, but I'm not really a big fan of fish, so it never really appealed to me when I went. But Coca-Cola originated from Atlanta, the capital of Georgia, so there's that, I guess, if you enjoy soda. Woo! HP Mcdougal asks, "Drathamus, what is the one thing you've always wanted in Planetside 2 over anything else?" "I've always wanted to have a 1x through 4x reflex sight for all of my sidearms, :D period. Thanks for your question, Mcdougal, and I think the one thing I'd want added to the game would be more variety. I know that's kind of a cop-out answer, but I really wish the weapons were varied in their models and sound effects. The recent Terran Republic audio update helped us out a bit, but the majority of the Vonner Sovereignty arsenal are all the same weapons with a tiny unnoticeable difference to differentiate weaponry, such as a texturized grip or a green coloration across the barrel housing. That's particularly why I like playing Battlefield, since the weapons at least look different from one another, though they're just modeled after real-life counterparts, so there's not much creativity in that department. Or, well, maybe some larger squad vehicles, such as the fabled Colossus, to be added in the game that we were teased a while back. I'd love a driver, a loader, a spotter, a gunner, and even like a water bottle dude, all needed to operate a single vehicle. It'd make team play that much more rewarding. Also, having reflex sight for pistols would be amazing as well. AST5515 asks, "Do you own any firearms? If no, which one would you get if you can only pick one? If yes, would you like to get any more?" Thanks for asking, AST5515. I actually do not currently own any type of firearm. I know how to use them thanks to my countless hours spent in Call of Duty, so I'm practically a gunsmith now. In all seriousness, I'd love to get a 1911 45 caliber pistol with the more modern look that is being manufactured. I don't really think I'd use it for target shooting, but more so of a home defense weapon, and since I'm American, it's practically a requirement to adhere to stereotypes. If I were to use it for recreational shooting, I'd probably pick up a 9mm variant, or maybe just a Glock 20. I'm not much of a gun nerd, but I do appreciate them in both works of art and machinery. The reason I wouldn't really use a 45 caliber for target shooting is because the ammunition is more expensive than just picking up a 9mm. Cause King 555 asks, what's your favorite electronics store? Well, in all honesty, I've kind of stopped going into stores entirely to buy electronics. The only shops near me are corporate owned, such as Best Buy, so they mark up everything by an astronomical amount. I had to pick up an HDMI cable once, so I ran into Best Buy, and it was $20 for a 4-foot cable. Since then, I've only ever done my shopping on electronic stores online, such as Newegg. They're by far my favorite site, as you can pick up a frickin' 10-foot HDMI cable for $5. Come on, Best Buy, this is stupid. But that's just the country I live in. Gotta love corporate America. Adam Wes asks, if you had a chance to get a real-life Planetside 2 gun, which one would you have and why? Love your YouTube channel, and when is the next weapon review? Well, if I had to absolutely choose only one weapon, it would probably be the phase shift rifle from the Vanu Sovereignty. I would love to have a Gauss-Saw, but I think finding magnetic ammunition in copious amounts to actually freaking fire the thing would be nigh impossible. So the phase shift and its unlimited ammunition would be my favorite pick. It'd be like cheating if used in shooting competitions with the whole 0 bullet drop and all. Hunting with it would be pretty interesting too. Perhaps you hunt down a deer, you don't even need to take it home to cook it. Just give it a couple plasma burns and you're ready for dinner. Or salmonella. But as for the weapon reviews, probably later this week. Probably, maybe, definite maybe. That's kind of my thing now. I'm really trying to find a weapon that I really want to review. Not many people have done it. So I'm kind of thinking the Gauss-Saw S. If you don't want that, let me know. If you do want it, let me know. Adrian Mulder asks, Drathamus, what would be the most creative item for SOE to create that could be equipped instead of the heavy assault rocket launcher? Go crazy, I'd love to hear your visions of awesomeness. Well, considering I am absolutely stupid when it comes to creativity, and that the creative director of Planetside 2 has not been putting a lot of creativity into the game, I think the heavy assault slot will always just be rocket launchers. But if we're talking stupid, crazy, awesome stuff, I'd love to see some things that thoroughly swap up the playstyle of the class. You sacrifice your rocket launcher, pretty much the defining role of the heavy assault, for maybe the NC Max Aegis shield. That takes up a short moment to deploy, but has wider flanks to allow heavy assaults to form a possible shield wall, or just to advance across an open field while you're protecting a couple of squad mates behind you. Or perhaps since you're giving up the ability to fire rockets, you could have an anti-warhead deployable that will detonate hostile cannon shells or other explosive ordnance once they enter the radius. This would obviously have like a certain amount of charges and a rearming time once this happens. But it might be more designed for an engineer deployable in place of the mana turret. But overall, I really think that the light and heavy assault classes need some loving in regards to the variety of their loadouts. Drifter jets or jump jets, or C4 or medical kits. That's about all the light assault gets. And the heavy assault, do you want nanite mesh generator, adrenaline shield, resist shield? That's about it. Then every other class just runs the grounder for the rockets, or your factional equivalent. I don't know. It just needs some more creativity. I'm pretty terrible at this. Don't listen to me. And there you have it, you sexy beast. If you have a question you're just itching to ask me, please don't hesitate to type it up in the comments. I'll pick another handful and give them my semi-humble opinions on them in next week's episode. Did you do anything super sweet over the weekend? I'd love to hear what you did. Personally, I didn't quite go out and do anything over the weekend since I've been so busy with trying to do YouTube stuff, but I am going to Six Flags with the lady friend on Tuesday, so I guess there's that. Hopefully you all enjoyed this week's Subscriber Sunday Q&A. And if you did, please give it a big ass thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like these, then what is stopping you? It is absolutely free. Click that sexy ass subscribe button.